Hey guys, it's Kaylin here. Today I want to share with you how to style coffee table in 3 different ways. I live in a small house. The house is less than 1,000 square feet, and also I'm a minimalist. Because of that, I don't really have space to store things that are just for decorations, and I just have to be smart about it. So instead, I want to share how to reuse just a few elements to create a very different looks. The key is to use decor that are only essentials. Just like capsule wardrobe, you mix and match to create a different and unique vibes for your own coffee table. So let's get started. Let's start with look number 1, which is classic but with a little bit contrast. Because my coffee table is quite large, I want to use something that can ground the space. So in this example, I have a vase of a bunch of tulips. I recently bought a bouquet of tulips from Trader Joe's for only $11, and it looks so pretty. I love the cream color with light pink stripes on the petals, which really resonate with some other decors I have. The vase itself is quite large, so to balance that out, I stack 2 books together. The stack of books will be a little bit flat if I don't add anything on top, so I added some decor pieces to bring up the height and also to add more interesting textures. The books are in this rectangular shape, so I'm trying to add a more rounded shapes by adding some candle holders that I made. I like to do potteries as my hobby. I'm using this black bead, but I'm twisting them a little bit to form an interesting movement. I also added my favorite candle, which is from Syrah Trudon. I think the dark color of the candle and the beads talk to each other, and it just works really well together. When you style with dark colors but still want to have a light and bright look, just use them on smaller pieces. Generally, when you are decorating, you want to follow a rule of 3, but for me, I sometimes follow it and sometimes I just don't. For example, in this look, I have 2 groupings on this coffee table, which I think works pretty well. But if you look at the right pile, I am using 3 things, which are books, candles, and beads. Now let's style with look number 2, which is a more soft and romantic look with light color palette. Basically, this look is based on look number 1, but I'm swapping out a couple of things and also changing things around to create a softer and more romantic vibe. So first of all, I opened up the tulip petals. This is something I picked up from florists. And I just love how it makes the tulips look more unique and also make the flower look more substantial. This works extra well when the blooms are a little bit older and just naturally opens up more. For this look, because I'm going for a lighter color palette, I turned the books around and just to show the white pages instead of the dark spine. So on top of that, I added a rattan coaster to add more natural texture and use a light green dish on top because I think the light green really goes well with the leaves and stem of the tulip. This is the power of repeating colors. And on top of that, I swap out the black bead and use a white bead instead to create some movement without too much contrast. And to make this look more different than look number 1, I added a small vase with bunny tail grass. I like that it adds a touch of whimsy. I also turn the books a little bit so that it will be more dynamic and also make space for the small vase. Now move on to the third look, which I'll describe as a more boho and collected look. Maybe something that you will see in the anthropology store. This is another variation from look number 1. I have used the books twice already, so this time I replaced the books with a cigar box. I have a video tutorial on this DIY. And for the third pile, I use a candle set. It has a dark green color, so I think it played really well with the greeneries. On top of the box, I dripped over a chain of beads to add more texture. I also love how contrasting the colors are. Then I feel like the top is missing something that are round. So I added a small bud vase that I made, and also I clipped some little flowers from my backyard and to put it into the vase. I replaced the tulips with some greeneries. I clipped those seeded eucalyptus in the wild. Unlike flowers, this greenery gives a more whimsical and relaxed vibe. I think this is probably the most eclectic looks of all three, because of the amount of textures and shapes in this look, and I really love it. I hope you guys have gotten some good ideas on decorating your own coffee table. Now I have a question for you. What is your favorite look of all three? I'm really curious, so let me know in the comments. And also let me know what you want to see me style next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.